right, so it was about roughly 5 o'clock in the morning, right at the time where you're the most tired in the middle of the night. And I might have slept a little bit, I might have napped a little bit, I can't remember, but everyone else was asleep and I was driving. And then I heard a noise, and then the car started shaking. But I didn't realize it was flat tires, so I tried to drive through it. And then we started smelling rubber. That's when I knew. So I knew it was time to pull over. So we pulled over, and tire was in shreds. And everyone was up at that point. We called AAA, and that was a disaster. And so then we changed the tire ourselves.
To the world.
Wait, paparazzi out of here.
No.
Listen, this, can you turn it? Does it turn?
Christian fellowship is just having a group of people who can hang out and knowing that they're going to be there for you, whether things are good or bad. It's forming relationships and that go deeper than just surface level. It's getting to really know someone and being able to pick out when they struggle and pick them up, and just being able to have those relationships that you know you always have someone to depend on and that you can enjoy spending time with and just getting to know.
Spending time reading the Word with other people, trying to discuss it and really discern what truth is. I would say, honestly, sometimes it's just spending time together. So whether it's eating food together or serving one another if someone has a need, or just even having fun together, reaching out to people together. I think it's really just doing life together as a family. I think it means having close communion with other believers who are all trying their best to love and follow God with their life.
Christian fellowship to me is just, everyone coming together and just having a really a same mindset of following Christ and coming alongside each other, whether it's through a hangout of doing, volleyball or a campfire, just all coming together and sharing life together. I think sharing life together is a perfect way of coming along and building each other up, especially in love.
Okay, so we're back on the Drew and Justin and Amanda show. All right, we just got out of the waterfall. Drew's really close to the camera right now.
You can't turn the lights on. You can't turn the lights on.
It was my turn to hide. I felt like everything had been done. So, you only have a second. You only have a few seconds to figure out what you're going to do. And we didn't know the house very well. So I looked around and I saw just about the right spot, right out in the middle of nowhere. And I only had a little bit of time. So I buried myself in there, put the bookshelf and everything on top. And to be honest, I thought you guys were going to find me in about 30 seconds because I didn't feel well hidden, and you're right out in the middle of nowhere.
So sardines is where one person hides and everyone has to try and find them. So it's played in the dark. It was complete dark, and you just go around and you try and feel for them basically to find out where they are. And once you find them, then you hide with them. And the thing is you don't want to be the last person searching for the person who's it. There's a whole group of people hiding with them when it's done. So one night we decided we wanted to play sardines in a house that we were not that familiar with, so we turned all the lights off. I think we had cell phones for one round, but then we said no cell phones, so every time you'd accidentally touch someone, I heard a lot of screaming. When it was Jeff's turn to hide, he actually moved some bookshelves, and people would touch up against the bookshelves, but because none of us knew that they were actually out of place, we never found them because he actually boxed himself in with something even over the top.
I think there were some tempers did flare. A little bit.
Alright, Jeff, you gonna do your thing?
you want to be like Christ, if you want to be holy, just because he paid for our sin does not mean that we're perfect. We still sin. We're still flawed. We have a flesh, a sin nature, and it's constantly at war with the Holy Spirit that God gives us to help us to obey him and walk with him and do what's right. And so fellowship is absolutely vital to becoming more like Christ. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And my life has been impacted immensely by being in close proximity with other believers and trying to figure out how to live for God with them. You can't, I don't believe you can become more like Christ alone. If you live in solitude, there's no way to fully obey God. There's no way to become more like him. I don't feel like I honestly knew how to forgive until I started living life with other believers and they hurt my feelings or offended me or I offended them. I learned how to ask forgiveness. I learned how to forgive people who've offended me. I learned how to appreciate other people who aren't like me and other people's differences and how the different parts of the body work together as a team. I've had to learn how to be humble when I've been proud. I've had to learn how to encourage people when they're down and be a good friend and to train up more people to be followers of Christ. And you can't do that alone.
I would just say, before Christ, I was a very negative person who never saw the light. And now with Christ and with the community group, I have light in my life and a whole lot of love to give.
You know, probably the single biggest factor of change in my life is having people around me that are, you know, being able to look to people that are trying to do the right thing and learning from them. And it's one thing to read about it or know about it intellectually, but it's another thing to see other people living it.
Christian fellowship to me is a whole lot of people coming together who love each other, who love Christ, and want to love on other people and show Christ-like love through serving and making sure that Christ is known.